Yo people, what's going on? Welcome back! Hey, you there, viewer watching, or you listener listening, welcome back. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host Yan After Dark. It is indeed the evening time. I'm going to upload this video in the evening, so yeah, it's something a bit different for you there. Eden Hazard! Ooh! Topical Eden Hazard. But more interesting, clearly Ancelotti doesn't fancy Eden Hazard, which is concerning, and we're going to talk about many concerns regarding Eden Hazard in this video. He's not used. Was it Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo are the first choice wingers? Eden Hazard, 30-year-old Eden Hazard, captain of Belgium, widely regarded as one of the top few attacking players in the world for the last decade, or the majority of the decade. An incredible player, not being selected. Never took off at Real Madrid. Only scored a few goals, suffered loads of injuries, but reportedly, apparently, so saith the Real Madrid coach, Carlo Ancelotti, he is fit. He is he's good to go, no injuries. And reportedly, Chelsea have been offered, or he will be available to them, for £21 million. £21 million, half a Bakayoko thereabouts roughly. Eden Hazard back. Imagine, okay, firstly, look, just quickly, housework, drop a like please. It means a lot to me, your host Yan. It supports the channel in the algorithm, dropping a like, subscribing. If you are subscribed, hit the bell notifications icon. Make sure all notifications are iconed. Make sure all notifications are iconed, ladies and gentlemen. Are turned on. Right, and comment down below. And share it! Share the video with everyone you know. Why not? Why not? Imagine if I told you, let me set the scene. Imagine if I told you, in 2019, when we sold Eden Hazard, yeah, it was 2019, that you could buy him back in 2.5 seasons time? 2.5 seasons time, I think? For £21 million. You've just sold him for 90 million with 12 months left on his deal. 12 months left on his deal. A player who wanted to go to Real Madrid. He loved Chelsea, but he wanted to go to Real Madrid. 12 months left on his deal. We got like £90 million transfer fee, or like 89. And then it went up because he immediately won La Liga with Real Madrid, which got us extra 20-30 million euro. Immediately, even though he didn't contribute really. And there was many factors that also added on to it. The fee could have gone up to 160 million euros, I believe. Which, of course, is incredible. So, at that time, when we were getting an incredible transfer fee for Eden Hazard, if I told you, right, in 2.5 years, you can buy him back for 21 million euros, you'd probably rip my hand off. You'd rip anyone's hand off. This is Eden Hazard. Throughout all manifestations and iterations of Chelsea, there's been one constant. Since Eden Hazard's time with Chelsea, there's been one constant. 2012 to 2019. Different managers, different styles of play, different formations, different storylines, narrative arcs. What was the one constant? Eden Hazard was the talisman. And did amazing and beautiful stuff for Chelsea Football Club. And he never was like a super fitness freak. Bearing in mind, like, people, one of their biggest arguments is, oh yeah, but he's nowhere near like Premier League ready like he used to be. But he never used to be like a super fitness freak. There's all these stories about how he'd just play Mario Kart in the dressing room and he'd fruit around in training and not train properly. Like, he was the opposite to Azpilicueta, who trained really hard. I'm using him as an example because they're close friends and both joined Chelsea at the same time, I believe. So, but everyone let him do that. Everyone let him do what he wants because he was just that good. He'd always produced for Chelsea. So they were like, you know what, let him do what he wants. Just like, the rest of us will train hard. And, the rest of us aren't allowed to play Mario Kart in the dressing room because we need to train hard to be good and to deliver. But Hazard does what he wants and then he produces on the pitch. Maybe that's the secret to Hazard producing on the pitch, being at Chelsea and being allowed to do what he wants. So anyway, you know the story. We got a bunch of money for him. He was Chelsea's jewel in the crown, all that gear. And he goes to Real Madrid, he breaks his ankle a couple of times, he has general injuries, he, things just don't go well. And Zidane obviously goes, and I don't know. Lots of stuff went wrong for him, and it was clearly, although it was his dream move, it clearly hasn't gone anywhere near where he wanted it to be. And I personally, I know he took Ronaldo's number 7. I knew. Everyone was like, oh yeah, he scores a bunch of goals in the Prem. He's going to explode in La Liga. I knew he wouldn't. Hazard was never going to be a gunman. Like, certainly when near Ronaldo. He's not direct like that. He's like an entertainer, a creative player, a clutch moment player. A player that does things, thinks with his football soul. And, and he doesn't overthink things. He just did things, He just did back heel spins, glancing headers. I always reference it because it's just him personified. But that little moment when he glances the ball between his shoulder blades to roll it on for another player and lay it off, you don't see that in the Premier League. You've not seen it before then, and you haven't seen it since. Mo Salah, amazing, king of the world, scoring loads of goals. But these kind of things, these moments, how he just dribbled for 1,000 people. That's Eden Hazard. That's the kind of player he was. He was never like super direct. Like, I always want to be in the 18-yard box. I always want to take the shot on first. He never had that cold-blooded killer attitude. He never had it. So, and then that's fine because he was what he was. But I knew he wasn't going to bang loads of goals at Real Madrid. I knew that, man. I just knew he wasn't going to do that. But I thought maybe he might score like 15 to 20 league goals a season. Which would have been great for them. He's not done that. He did sort of get a little relationship with Benzema on the pitch, of course, both French speaking, and yeah, they just seem to like each other. But it never really got going. So anyway, fast forward to present day. Clearly, they want to probably make a tiny bit of money back on him, which won't be much. B, also be absolved of his astronomical wages, which is about 400k a week. There lieth a big problem, ladies and gentlemen. But let's talk about the transfer fee first. Off the bat, if I said to most Chelsea fans, without thinking of wages, did I say, yeah, I meant wages before. I might have said it anyway, whatever. If I said to most Chelsea fans, Hazard back for £21 million, he's still only 30, he still starts for Belgium, the best team in the world, over the likes of, I don't know, whatever other attackers, Dries Mertens and people. You'd think, okay, that's really, really cheap. The thing is, we've got loads of different attackers, but you have to sort of enter this question from the space of, are they all going to succeed, Is Werner going to stay or leave? Is Ziyech going to stay or leave? What's going on with these players? You have to consider that. Is Pulisic now going to be more of a false 9 and a wing-back auxiliary player? That kind of stuff. Hazard is a game changer. Roman Abarmovich adores Eden Hazard, right? He absolutely adores Eden Hazard. He might be thinking, sitting down with Marina, having a meeting, being like, can we bring the boy back? 21 million? If, Hazard might, if he does want to come back, which, reports suggest he might want to, there are reports suggesting that the second division Belgium side, who are going to get promoted to the first Belgium tier, want to make a sort of audacious bid for him, maybe like a romantic come home to Belgium thing and playing Belgium's top tier or something like that. I don't know how much truth there is in that. There's also links of like Everton and like other Premier League mid-table clubs coming in for him. Newcastle have been linked to him. He's not going to Newcastle. I'd seriously doubt he went to Everton. Especially that Everton currently. I seriously can't see it happening. But what if he came to Chelsea? What if Chelsea look at January and they're like, we're not creating and taking big chances here, and we want to win this Premier League. We feel like we're in a really strong position to win a Premier League here. We just need a little boost, a little injection boost. And maybe the muscle memory of being back at home at Stamford Bridge, the place he loves, the place he knew where he cooked and played excellent football, maybe it could go well and he could find his feet again. If he truly isn't that injured anymore, do you bring him in? He'd probably, Chelsea plays so many games in rotation. Could he start? And to be honest, Thomas Tuchel has explained before that he does give a degree of freedom to attackers in the final third and the 18-yard box. It's not really, really strict systemic stuff like Guardiola in the final third. It is in the back third and the midfield, but when it comes to attacking, there is a degree of freedom that's granted to the attackers. Now, could this be a perfect opportunity to drop in the Superman again and be like, look, man, Cook, do what you used to do, and just, against West Ham 2-2, you go score the winning goal, not Masuaku. Burnley 1-1, you go and score the winning goal. He loved scoring against Manchester United. Another draw recently, 1-1. It could be the difference maker. That could win you the title. Now, wages are a problem. He'd have to probably take a reduced wages, maybe. I don't think money was ever really a problem for Hazard. He knew he'd earn a lot, whether he re-signed for Chelsea or went to Real Madrid. Maybe you could put on like a bonus system thing. I don't know. Maybe Real Madrid would even subsidise a bit of his wages, because they clearly don't want him to be there at the moment. If I said to you, £21 million of Real Madrid subsidising a bit of his wages, what would you do? Would you take it? Again, this isn't a case of, and yes, our problems are largely wing back and, sometimes midfield. We've got a lot of midfielders, and of course we've got excellent midfielders out on loan, so do you buy someone new? I don't think so. Could this tip you over the edge to win the title, to bring someone in? Let me know. Comment down below. Would you take Eden Hazard back for £21 million? I think I would, but I'm just so emotionally attached to him that I'd probably have him back as the water boy and, pay the £21 million transfer fee just to have his name on the shirt again. Let me know what you think, guys. I hope you watched the end of the video so you have my full, what I showed all my working in terms of the potential transfer. Let me know what you think. I really appreciate to those of you who share the video. It really means a lot in the football therapy community to help the videos reach as many people as possible. To those of you who do share the content, a big thank you. And to all of you who, like, comment, thank you as well for interacting on the video. That's it from me though, friends. Let me know in the comments, enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.